Christmas is over.
And we're back on our bullshit.
Number 9.
Yeah, is it really number 9 already? That's kind of cool.
That's 9 weeks in a row, right? We're rolling, baby.
We probably have like 12, 13 weeks in a row, but
Mm-hmm.
we deleted a couple.
Yeah. I was thinking about, it's going to be cool to see, like, when we're on 200 or something. I'm curious to see the kind of guests
I know, right?
that we start rolling in.
Yeah, we want to do more like interview style stuff because it was really fun talking to our grandma. And we have a lot of cool people. Like, you know, we got like John. We could do like Steve Purich. Your mom probably has like 50 million people.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to hit up people that we don't know with 9 subscribers to come on, you know?
True. Yeah, but if it's just someone in our community, they would never care.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to do Palachak. That'd be sick.
That'd be sick.
We
We have to have like a legit professional studio.
Oh yeah,
to do that one
for sure.
I bet he would do it too.
He would definitely do it. He's cool with stuff like that.
I mean, like, our family kind of knows him.
Mm-hmm.
I've met him multiple times. You've probably met him multiple times.
Only once, but yeah.
Really?
I've only like seen him one time, really.
Really?
Mm.
He was a wrestler.
Really?
Yeah, he was always involved somehow.
He like gave a speech at my like high school the one year.
I was
It
there.
was like, "You're rich."
Yeah.
And we're all like,
I remember that speech because I was in 7th grade. I might have been in elementary when we came up to watch it.
yeah, it was in the high school
Yeah.
auditorium, not auditorium, the gym.
Mm-hmm. What were you, a junior?
I don't remember what I was, but it definitely was like, that was the first time we ever had like someone come to the school that was like a business dude talking about money and stuff. Because usually no one ever, like all the high school, all the stuff you hear in high school is always like some dude that's like in a wheelchair and he like got into a car crash because he drunk drove.
Oh,
And he'll come to the school and be like, "Don't drink and drive," and then they show you like 100 pictures of like people literally like cut in half from drunk driving to scare you from drunk driving, which is pretty stupid. I mean, I guess I don't know, but
I remember him being the first person that I saw that I was like, oh wait, he didn't get super educated and then become successful. Like, he didn't go to college. He just found a way to make money off a trade. That kind of sparked my
dude, I would love to hear what he would talk about, because did he do welding?
Yeah,
Like, that's what his company is, but I don't know if he was a welder himself or not.
I think he was. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think he was, and then I think he started it. I think he started at JWF because it's probably like at a time where no one was really doing that kind of shit, like starting big industries. And dude, they're like expanding too. They're expanding. They have that warehouse in downtown, and then my teacher worked for them, and she said that they're building another one like somewhere in PA and it's right off a river, like a huge river, that because they're building machines so big there that they can't transport them by car or plane, that they have to put them on a boat on the river.
Ahead.
Isn't that sick?
That's crazy.
Dude, that'd be dope to like be any kind of related to him, and you could see that kind of stuff happening.
Dude, he was worth 150 million 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, he's
10
making
years ago.
stupid money.
He's probably almost worth like 500 now. I mean, if that was 10 years ago, the market went up. I don't know if he sold or what he does in the stock market. Maybe he doesn't even do anything. But I mean, even if he had like fucking 50 million in the market, he made another 100 off of that alone. So,
yeah,
or more, honestly. The market's gone up more than 200% in 10 years. So,
yeah, that's
fucking
crazy
nuts.
that he's here.
That's a dumb amount of money. That's fuck you money.
He's like involved in the community too. Like, he's not like a
Yeah,
hard
you like
person
go to like
find.
you'll go to like the corner coffee shop and he'll be like in there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh, that'd be sick to have him on.
Yeah. He's cool too. Like, he bought his kids cars, but they weren't like really nice. Like they were like Honda Civics and shit like that. I mean, obviously, still a nice car, but
yeah. I mean, his kids
didn't
like
buy his
grew up
kids
with us,
Lambos
too.
and shit.
His kids grew up with us.
His son was like his daughter was a grade above me, 2 grades above me in Kenzie's grade. His son was in like 2 grades below me.
Yeah, it's a cool family.
It's crazy.
So, how was your Christmas?
It's great because I'm gonna go hang out. Me and Coop and Tucker are gonna go to go see Ari Shafir January 14th at Pittsburgh, at the Pittsburgh Improv.
Dude, I'm pumped for that. That's gonna be the first. Besides we saw Joe Rogan. This is gonna be like the first time we got to go to a comedy club though, where it's like
Yeah.
very involved seating. It's like 200 people, and it's really good performers too. Like we went to one in Baltimore, but it was just kind of people putting. It wasn't like
Michael Rappaport.
yeah, it wasn't great, but this one's gonna be good. This one's like guaranteed. This one's guaranteed to be good.
Yeah,
I didn't even know they came to Pittsburgh. I didn't know that was like a spot that they toured in.
I didn't know the improv was like a thing that like happened in multiple places. I thought that was just like a.
No, yeah, it's like pretty much every city probably has one. Because they don't just do comedy shows there. They also, they do like any kind of performance.
They probably do like stand up every day, and people just show up and they're like, do it if you want.
They have open mics, so you could you just like sign up and then you're on a list, and then you go up like if you're in order. That's gonna be so much fun though.
That's gonna be awesome. And then in March, me and Cooper and my little sister and my parents are all gonna go to Colorado and go skiing. We haven't done that. Well, me and Cooper went with my mom and dad skiing 2 years ago. Is that 2 years ago? Yeah, that was not last year.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went after my senior year.
Yeah, so that's gonna be fucking so much fun.
Dude, I'm so excited for that.
We have to do a podcast in Colorado for sure.
I was thinking about that because it'd be tough to take all the equipment.
I mean, I'll have my computer, but we could take the lavalier mics, those ones that clip on, or we could find something that would work better.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we still got some time to figure that out. But dude, going and snowboarding in Colorado, like it's just different. Like you can't even explain it to people that never done something like that. How high up in the mountain you are. Like you're like 11,000 feet up. Up already, and you're already in a high elevation, and you're going like 11,000 feet up in a mountain. I'm
pretty sure it's like 7,000 to 8,000 feet is Colorado itself.
Yeah.
Like in Vail. And then at the top of the mountain, it's like 11,500. So it's like a 4,000 foot difference. So it literally takes you half an hour to get to the top on a gondola. And the gondola is like an enclosed ski lift, basically. That's like,
yeah, it takes 35 minutes.
Yeah,
usually.
to get to the top.
Yeah.
And it's fucking beautiful because the whole way up, you get this awesome view of like all the surrounding mountains, and it's like mountain ranges everywhere. So there's like big valleys and then huge mountain, and then you get to the top, and you literally could go in any direction, and it would take you, if you went the whole way to the bottom in any direction from the top, and you're fucking flying, it takes you like probably 10 minutes to get to the bottom if you're flying.
Dude, it takes like 25 minutes usually.
Well, if you have to stop or do anything, yeah.
If you just shot
straight down, like
no carving or anything, it'd be 10 minutes.
Yeah,
it's far, and you just can't even explain. And the pictures don't do it justice either. When you're at the top, like, and you're looking out, you're like, oh, like this is what backcountry actually looks like. Where it's like you can look out in the mountains, and there's just nothing. Like it's just huge mountains and like crazy rivers running through them. I can't imagine what kind of animals are out there.
And the snow is like halfway up the damn tree.
Oh yeah, the snow is. Dude, what do they do? They let like 5 feet.
It's like 4 to 5 feet of just like basically ice under the snow so that they'll be like, oh, we have 12 inches of powder today and a 55-inch base. Yeah. So the base is 55 inches, which is just like the thick layer of snow that like accumulated over the course of, it probably is there almost from like August until like January. And then
they probably create a lot too.
I don't think they don't blow snow there.
Really?
Yeah, they don't do that. That's why on the East Coast, Seven Springs was one of the best resorts a while ago, because they were the first resort to learn how to like make snow. Because on the East Coast, there's not snow like that, but on the West Coast, there's always snow. But yeah, there's like this place called Blue Sky Basin. Holy shit. It is wild. I mean, it's literally like a mind fuck how just weirdly remote you can go in these resorts. It's like a huge mountain, and then there's like mountains behind the mountains. And when you get to the top, if you look out and you look at like 2 mountain tops away from you, you can ski there. Like you can ski down the backside of the mountain, get a lift to another top of a mountain, go down that one, and then go up another one. And it's like,
but these are like ridiculous mountains with ridges and like,
yeah,
they're not like little valleys.
No, it takes like 3 hours to get there.
Yeah, these are like huge mountains that Yeah, I don't even like this. I don't even like trying to explain it. You know, it's like
It's ridiculous.
yeah. It'd be cool to try to vlog there
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd be awesome.
with a GoPro or something.
Yeah, I bought Shimmy a camera, and if she really likes it, I'm gonna fucking buy one, or a cheaper version, or whatever the cheapest version is I can find. And then I would love to start making more YouTube videos. I definitely want to make sure that this year I start doing, like, I want to definitely, like, I feel like this next year for me is going to be a really good year, like for trading, for like YouTube. Not that I want people to even watch YouTube. I just want to make more YouTube videos because it's just so fun. I don't know why, but it'd be awesome to make, like, I want to do like a food review channel. Like, we go to restaurants and just eat food and shit, talk about it. We have the podcast. We have the Brinkel memories now. We can make little videos on there and like try to preserve time.
What that is.
So I made for Christmas, I got probably like 12 SD cards from my dad's old camera. So my dad used to always record everything and just like take pictures of all the shit. And I got like 12 of these SD cards, and I got a converter, and I put them onto a YouTube channel. It's called Brinkel Memories, and it's like an hour of pictures and videos basically, where it's only a 4-year time span, and we've been alive, like our family's been around for 28 years because Mackenzie's 28 years old, and they've been recording before that. So it's an hour long stuff. It's an hour long like YouTube channel basically if you watch all the videos, and it's only 4 years of our life. So we have, you know, like 7 times as much than just that shit, because that's only 4 years and we have 28. But
yeah, it's cool to have it in a YouTube channel because a lot those old videos, if you just lose the SD card, you lost it forever. But now it's kind of, unless YouTube as a company gets sold out or something, all those videos are safe now.
Yeah, and
it's gonna be crazy to look back on them someday. Like, even looking back on them on Christmas, whenever you showed us this channel, it was weird.
I know.
So I was like, whoa, you know, like it's weird to be older now.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah,
it's weird to see how dependent you were at one point.
I know.
You know, it's like, oh my god, dude, like I could not exist without my mom and dad in those years. Like, every picture I was like hanging onto my dad's neck. It's funny to see.
Yeah, it's crazy. Cooper was so young in these videos, bro.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
I was so young in them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool.
So Colby and I were talking about this on Christmas, and we stumbled upon this video. Basically, like, the origin of Christmas. Because I feel like we don't really talk about that a lot, and it's interesting because we came across this video of Joe Rogan talking about how the whole origin of Christmas and Santa and gifts and the colors red and green, Santa coming down the chimney, reindeer, all of that is based off of people taking mushrooms. And it kind of sounds crazy until you watch this video. And there's so many videos, and these are just kind of dummied down for us, but there's like real evidence that that in Siberia, however many years ago, people were taking, what's it called?
Amanita muscaria.
I didn't even want to try to pronounce it.
Mm-hmm.
Which are these mushrooms that grow under pine trees and trees that would be like Christmas trees. And let's just watch this video actually, so I don't butcher it.
Today's episode is sponsored by the Great Courses Plus.
This is a cool YouTube channel. I watch their videos all the time.
I love animated shit like this.
Christmas is the most iconic holiday in the world.
Dude, that
and
kid
it's
looks
full
stoned.
of strange traditions. Activities like hanging stockings and singing songs about flying reindeer have become so deeply ingrained in Christmas that we don't even wonder where they came from. When we trace the origin of Christmas traditions, we find that many of them can be linked to the rituals surrounding the psychedelic mushroom Amanita muscaria. The large red-white spotted Amanita muscaria is the most recognizable mushroom on Earth. Throughout history and across many cultures, people valued this mysterious mushroom for its powerful hallucinogenic properties. For over a millennia, the indigenous people of the Arctic collected Amanita muscaria. These people were called shaman. The word shaman is derived from the Tungus-speaking people of Siberia and connotes a religious specialist. Each year, the shaman would pick the Amanita, dry them, load them into a big sack, and then on December 21st, during the winter solstice, the shaman would go from house to house delivering their gifts. These shaman were older bearded men who wore the symbolic colors of red and white to honor the mushroom. During the winter solstice, the entryways to people's homes were buried under several feet of snow, so it was easier for the shaman to drop the mushrooms down the smoke hole. This is where the idea of presents down the chimney comes from. The colors of Christmas are red, white, and green. These colors symbolize the red and white Amanita muscaria under an evergreen tree. Amanita muscaria is found throughout the northern hemisphere
So pretty.
under conifers and birch trees, just like red and white presents under the Christmas tree. Although deaths are extremely rare, Amanita muscaria is poisonous. In order to reduce the toxicity, shaman would hang the mushrooms on tree branches for them to dry, just like the colorful ornaments on a Christmas tree. Santa's flying reindeer have a similar connection to the Amanita muscaria mushrooms. Reindeer are common across Europe and Siberia, and just like the human inhabitants of these areas, they too consumed mushrooms. Siberians who ate the mushrooms may have hallucinated that the grazing reindeer were actually flying. Siberians would also drink the urine of the reindeer because the urine contained the hallucinogenic compounds without the harmful toxins. To add to things, Rudolph led the other flying reindeer with his glowing red nose, which might have been a representation of the Amanita muscaria leading the psychedelic journey. And it's possible that the idea of helper elves assisting Santa might go back to the spirits encountered by the shaman during a mushroom trip. In fact, the entire image of Santa Claus himself closely resembles that of a mushroom. While there are many theories about the true origin of Christmas traditions, this excerpt from James Arthur's book, Mushrooms and Mankind, probably best summarizes the Santa magic mushroom theory.
That's pretty wild.
That's wild, isn't it?
It's crazy.
How do we get to the point now, though, where we make it into, like, Santa Claus and, you know what I mean? Is it just because the story was told and... Like,
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's probably just like the phone game where you just like tell the story over and over and over again, and over the course of hundreds of years, it changes into like whatever your culture is and whatever you value. So it's kind of sad that like it starts out this like beautiful like New Year's coming, like take mushrooms, like learn about what you did this year, and like get ready for the next year, and do this like spiritual journey. And then now it's like consumerism is fuck. Just buy your kids and like whoever around you some like present off Amazon that gets shipped to us, and you know,
yeah,
we destroy the whole fucking world basically in the process, and obviously over the course of a long time, but still
it's meritocracy.
Fucking capitalism.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I would fucking love if we would rather do some shit like that on Christmas. Like, obviously it's still cool to get presents for people. Like I understand the value of it, and you don't have to get a consumerism present. Like you can buy like an experience, a trip, not mushrooms, but like a trip to like Colorado, whatever, anything like that. And that's so cool, but it's definitely not cool to just buy like a bunch of like bullshit that nobody needs. Like, I don't need fucking clothes.
Yeah,
I don't
like
need anything really.
Kids ages freaking 1 to 10. It's like, what are they getting for Christmas?
Literally plastic like toys and stuff that just like gets destroyed and then ends up in like some fucking third world country in their river, and they're like drinking it. And
yeah, it's so dumb. I mean, it's not dumb. It's fun. It's fun to get people presents. I think sentimental I think non-consumerism presents are always like that. I've always felt the best when I did those.
Oh, for sure.
Like for mom, I got her a picture. I got her a little canvas picture of our dog that passed away last year, and I got her and then I actually did buy her something. But like, I was way more excited for the picture of Lucy.
Mm-hmm.
And then same with my
for
dad.
sure.
Like my dad's dad passed away, so I made like a photo collage of just old pictures of my dad's dad when he looked young, and I got him like a little collage of that. But it felt good giving them. It feels good giving people gifts. You know, like what Mom was saying. It feels good giving people gifts because it's kind of like, it's almost kind of showing your love for them, in like a physical way.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I think definitely sentimental gifts are the best. Because you're like, dude, like I was so excited to show people those videos. Because when I watched it myself, I was sitting in my room just like fucking cry laughing at like these videos of you and stuff. And it's just like so fucking weird to see like you in school in like first grade or whatever that was. And you're like, Mom, can we take a picture? It's like, what the fuck, dude? To think that, because it's crazy to see you because you grew the most in those videos. Like you were the youngest, and now you're like, basically we're all the same age now. We're all just like adults. But you were the youngest in those videos, where it was like me and Kenzie were still like kind of like shitheads, like 12 years old, whatever. And you were like 8. Like going to elementary school and shit like that. So cool. But I can't wait, bro, to get these. We have a bunch of VCR videos from like 1995, 94, 91. Like there's a video that I found on a VCR. It says 1990 Christmas, and it's just Mom and Dad. Dude, imagine seeing Mom and Dad, no kids yet.
Oh my God.
I know, like it's like $85 to order that shit on Amazon to convert it onto my computer, but definitely gonna do that and get all those videos on YouTube, so it's like labeled by year. Dude, that'd be crazy.
Sick.
And then every year for Christmas, it'd be cool for me to just make a video, even for like the last full year of whatever happened. You know, like next year do like 2023, whatever happened in 2023, just so we can update it like once a year, even. Yeah. Just like, this is what happened this year. But
yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna need some.
It's so cool to have like a time lapse of our life on YouTube. You know, because it's those videos you don't even think about. But when you see them, you're like, oh, it's trippy to see.
It's weird to like think like, wow, that's a whole reality I lived for my whole life,
and I'm living a whole different reality right now,
and I don't remember a damn thing. It's scary how much reality just teaches you over and over again that like if you don't pay attention right now, everything's pointless. Because like if you think about the future too much, good luck. Think about the past, well, it's all fake anyway because you don't even fucking remember it. Like even whenever we were talking about Blue Sky Basin, I was like, I think I went alone the first time. And then I was like, no, dude, me and Cooper went together. Because my memory, I like changed it. But I did go to Blue Sky Basin once by myself before. So I was thinking of that time, like we went to Vail probably, I don't know, a long ass time ago, but there was a day where everyone stayed back and you guys all like didn't snowboard, and I went by myself the one day, and I went to Blue Sky Basin alone. And then that's what I was thinking of, but that wasn't even the same thing because, it was so foggy you couldn't see shit. So I just like got there and I just went straight down. Like I didn't even look at it because it was just like, where the fuck am I? And it was late too. Like it was getting dark and it closes at night and the lift's shut down. So like if you got stuck there, you're fucked. So I was like just gone. I didn't even notice it. But then whenever me and Coop went, bro, holy shit. We saw like the mountains across the whole fucking all of Colorado. It seemed like so. It's like, damn, our memories are constantly changing because every time you think of a memory, you like reshape it a little bit and you change it to what it actually, like, we don't really actually know exactly what happened in our past because we're always just constantly reforming our memories. So
yeah, and stressing too much about the future, you know, like
no point. You just basically destroy reality.
Yeah, it's weird because I bet you a lot of people's days are consumed with depression from the past and then anxiety for the future, you know. But then like how much of your life are you actually like present and like living for right now?
Yeah, for sure. Like not much.
Nope.
I bet those shamans were though.
Well, they were tripping balls all day, dude. Of course they were. Couldn't think about anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna take mushrooms today. I'm gonna do a good 3 grams probably. I never did more than 1, but I'm gonna try to do that and see what happens. I'm gonna go spend the day in my tent down there and make a fire and take some mushrooms and get ready for the new year. See what happens. It's gonna be fun.
I'm interested to see what happens to you.
Yeah, me too.
Do you have any expectation?
I kind of don't want to have any because I want to just let what happens. I don't want to, like, it'd be cool for me to be like I really want to think. I feel like if I don't know why I think this, but trading is so complicated. It's like a web of just crazy amount of information in my head. And I feel like it's so hard to like pinpoint where to go with the stock market because it's just so random. But there is ways to find patterns within the randomness, but I can't do it because it's so fucking hard. So I was thinking like, damn, maybe because the whole point of psilocybin containing mushrooms is the fact that basically, I was telling a group of this the other day. Like, I don't know if this is the right term or not, but like your axon is like the center of your cell, and then the dendrite is the connection to all your neurons. So your neurons are like neuron, and then there's like connections to each of them, and they form those connections like through you thinking. So like, this might be completely wrong. I don't fucking know, but I'm pretty sure this is how it is. I did go to college and shit. So,
really?
But But I also studied this too a little bit in college, but the terms might be wrong, but the process is correct. So you have like neurons in your brain and they're all just kind of like around, and they connect through you thinking and like you forming thought patterns. That's why habits exist, because your brain forms a connection and then you create a path for that connection. So every time you think of something, it knows where to go, your brain. And the point of psilocybin containing mushrooms is it changes all those pathways to form into a new way of thinking. So like, that's why people will take a mushroom and they'll like have a life-changing experience where it's like, oh, I thought that I was like this, but I'm really like this. And you change your whole life from it. That's why it's like really good for like PTSD, depression, anxiety, XYZ. So I was like, damn, that's how I feel like trading is, because trading is so complicated. It's like all this jumbled up shit in my brain. I wonder if me taking mushrooms could like make a path somehow so that I could like think more clearly whenever I'm doing stock market things. But then in the process of that, I'm like, do I really want to go do a mushroom and think about the fucking stock market? No, I don't. I'd rather think about my fucking life, because like I don't give a fuck really about, like, I like trading and everything, but like if the stock market blew up today, I have a fucking awesome life regardless. So I don't want to like make it all about that, because money can only take you so far. And yeah, but that was my original thought. And then I was like, yeah, I should just be open just to see whatever the fuck happens. So that's what I'm going to do. But I'm excited.
Why do you think they're illegal in the first place?
Because people that never, I mean, it's a guaranteed fact that anyone that ever created a law on mushrooms has never done them.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, it's just.
I said, I wonder, like, the people that make laws, like, I wonder if they're.
No, they've
I wonder
never
like,
done
what
them.
basis they make these kind of laws off of, you know?
No basis. They've never done
They
them.
made alcohol legal at one point. And I bet you they were all drinking, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Same with most drugs, probably.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, nope.
Yeah, they just don't. They don't know what the fuck it is, so they're like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was watching this video of Hamilton Morris on Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia. He basically talks about like dude, this cat will blow up.
Cat has sinus
problems for his whole fucking life.
And he starts like dry heaving, and then he just starts sneezing like
legit boogers, fucking
like flying everywhere. And he
everywhere.
sneezes like 30 times in a row. He's about to blow, dude.
Dude, if I didn't move him, he would have just fucking snotted on my fucking face.
Snot on my.
Dude, he shoots them too. They go far.
Just get out of here, buddy. Go forward. There you go. Deal on Colby's computer, not my.
Is that what mom looked like last night?
Dude, you know what's gross? I was thinking like cats are always clean.
Yeah, they're
compared to dogs,
gross.
because they lick themselves all day.
I know, right?
Like he's literally just full of saliva. Like that's disgusting.
I know. I touched him and I was like, ew.
I know.
I thought that. It's the exact same thing.
Cats are gross, dude. But they're always clean. Like they never really smell. Cats don't really smell.
They should smell. They're fucking spitting on themselves all
They
day.
literally spit, fucking wipe every day.
It's gross.
But dogs, like, no, buddy, you can't come back up here now.
You lost your privileges, bro.
I'll never forget the one time I used to sleep in a bunk bed, and I was like in probably 7th grade, and Bentley used to sleep with me on the bunk bed, that cat. And one day I woke up because Bentley fell off the bed, off the bunk bed, and I had lockers, and he smacked into the lockers. He fell off the bed and smacked into the lockers. I was like, oh my God, Bentley's dead. And then all I hear, like 2 seconds later, is a loud purring noise. Bentley was purring at the bottom of my bed, and he climbed up my ladder because he has thumbs. So he grabs things. So he climbed up the ladder in my bunk bed and just went right back into bed. I was like, whoa.
Let's show actually, Bentley, come here real quick. This cat literally has a thumb. He has an extra finger on like each hand. Look at that. He has a thumb. And his leg is broken. Was broken. It's his left leg. His left leg broke because he was a stray cat. Like someone fucked him up or something. And it healed crooked. So we call him Bentley because his leg is bent.
Yeah, he walks like with a wobble.
Yeah. And when he runs, it's fucked up.
When we first got him, mom, we were just looking at cats in the shelter, and Mom picked up Bentley, and he just started purring right away.
Yeah.
Mom's like, "Oh my God, I'm in love with this cat," and we basically got him like a day later, and everyone was like, "Oh, we're so sad to see Bentley go," but the funny part was they didn't even know he had thumbs, and they didn't know he had a broken leg. So it was like, "How are you really sad to see him go?"
Yeah, seriously.
He didn't even know like the two
things that make Bentley Bentley.
The two weirdest qualities of this thing.
Yeah. It's funny.
Got anything else in you?
I was going to say something about Hamilton's pharmacopoeia, but I kind of forget.
I don't even know what that means.
Why do people bring...
He basically studies like anything that is psychedelic. It's wild.
You're really on a psychedelic kick, huh?
I kind of am. I really want to... Because I like to smoke weed, and it's kind of like my thing. I don't smoke anymore, but...
It's like my personality.
I don't smoke anymore, but I do tinctures now, and I do it like... Tincture's basically an edible, so... I'll take like 20 milligrams a day, like spread out throughout the day. And I like that a lot, but at the same time, it's kind of just like not... It's not really... Like, it's more of like a fun thing. Like, it's just like, oh, I want to, smoke and watch a movie or like do something stupid like play video games, maybe like look at the stock market and stuff like that. But psilocybin and like anything that is actually psychedelic seems way more fun because you don't want to do them every day because they're fucking like intense. Like you don't want to, like, I don't want to do something every single day because you just become like a slave to it kind of. But I don't know.
I'm excited to see what comes about for you.
Mm-hmm. I hope that it like forms some kind of like deep interest in me doing other ones too, because there's so many psychedelic things out there. Like you would think it's like, oh, there's like LSD, there's which is acid, and mushrooms, right? It's like no. There's acid, mushrooms, DMT, which is an ayahuasca. There's, I guess you could do DMT through ayahuasca, which is a 6-hour trip, or you can do DMT through, there's toads that you squirt this, they have like a secretion inside of their neck, and you squirt it out, and you put it onto a piece of glass and you scrape it and then you smoke it, and it's like a 10-minute DMT that's way more intense than like ayahuasca even. There is like puffer fish in the Pacific Ocean that you can eat that will make you hallucinate. There are toads in the Amazon that like you can tickle them and scrape the like juice off their back because they like create venom, and you rub it into the wound, like you burn yourself and like rub it into your wound, and that makes you hallucinate. There are silkworms in China that are like basically full of some weird chemical that make you hallucinate. There are like clams somewhere else in the ocean. So basically all I'm trying to say is there are a shit ton of different substances on the planet that make you like experience reality in a different way. And like weed is the most common one because it's just like everyone does it, but there's so many, and I want to do like all of them before I die because it'd be cool. But like, why not?
Are they legal? Like in the Amazon, can you just go do it?
You could definitely do DMT in the Amazon. I don't know if it's legal or not, but like,
It'd be easy to find.
you have to find the vine. There's like a vine, and then you have to find the plant. It's like a combination of a vine with a plant. You boil them, and then you strain them. You drink the vine first, and then the plant. And supposedly it's like the worst tasting substance in the whole world. And then you like trip balls for like 6 hours, but it's all like very visual and like cosmic, whatever the fuck that means. But yeah, I definitely want to try like all those things because I feel like reality is so shady anyway. Like our reality is really just whatever our brain tells us is real. So like there's so many things that we have no fucking idea about that are so interesting. Like I was thinking, I was like, damn, it'd be really cool to do mushrooms and be like show me something about like a reality that is not like a common thing for us. Like, so imagine like there's energy work, like people like to talk about energy and they're like, people have like fields of energy around them. Obviously that's extremely hard to measure. So anyone in science doesn't believe it because it's impossible. How can you, if you can't measure something, no one in science will ever believe it because science is all about doing something that's repeatable and verified by multiple people. And if you can't do if you can't do an experiment on like what is your energy field, like let's say Cooper has an energy field, I have a different one. What's the difference between us? How do you measure that? If you can't do it, no one believes it. But that doesn't mean it's not real. We might not be able to detect it yet. That doesn't mean shit. We didn't even fucking know that we could go to the moon until fucking 1960, and we go to the moon one time, then we like never do it again, you know? And it's like people thought that the sun revolved around. Yeah, people thought the sun revolved around Earth until we realized that that was not true, you know? So there's like so many things about reality that we know for sure are unknown to like most human beings. Like we just don't know. We have no fucking clue. There's definitely aliens for sure. We've never seen them. Where the fuck are they? They're probably here and we don't even know. They're probably literally in our society and we don't know. But I guess my whole point is that reality is so whatever humans can measure. And if that's all we're basing reality off of, holy shit, we're missing so much.
Yeah.
Because imagine if you could, in thousands and thousands of years from now, we could measure so much more shit. So our whole vision of what reality is going to change drastically throughout time. So why not take these weird substances and try and see like maybe there is a way to like find other aspects of reality that we'll never understand right now. So that's why it's so interesting. It's kind of scary too, because it's like, what if like these people that like get kidnapped and they're never found are like eaten by like aliens? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, obviously that sounds so dumb. Like you could never even know, but like you don't know. We have no idea. So,
yeah. You brought up energy stuff, and that kind of made me think of something that I was thinking of. Some people like to go to like what are those people? They read your poem or whatever and tell your future. What are they called?
Tarot. There's like tarot cards and there's just palm readers.
Or like what do they call? What do people call it? Like they could see your future.
Psychic.
People like to go to psychics and all those different kind of whatever they're called, self-help people.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling Mom, I was like, I really don't have an interest in doing any of that stuff, but solely off the basis of I'm nervous that they might be wrong. You know, they say like you have to fix something in your life, and then because they would tell me something like you have to fix this or this is holding you back, and I would take that. I would like, my personality is that I would, whatever they tell me, like I would probably make that a part of my life where I have to fix that, and I'm too nervous that what if they're wrong. What if that part is actually going right for me?
Mm-hmm.
Like that part is actually good for me that they're telling me to fix. And I'm spending all this time trying to change it. But in reality, they're just wrong.
Yeah.
You know, so I was telling Mom about that.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
I know, right?
Yeah. I don't like that either.
Yeah.
I hate that, honestly. I think it's really bad because
I don't want someone else to tell me how my life is. But I also, like, some people might be able to look at your life more objectively than you.
True.
But I don't know. I feel like I'm objective enough with myself, at least right now. I don't want someone telling. I would be too nervous that if someone tried to tell me, like, hey, you need to fix this, unless it was something obvious, then I would be too nervous that they're just wrong, you know?
Yeah, I mean, even these people that say that they do these like tarot card readings and all that stuff, they're fucking human beings still.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like
believe
exactly.
I don't not believe a lot of them. Like, I do believe that like a lot of them probably are. I don't know if they're seeing something or feeling something or they're just translating something, but I do think that a lot of them are accurate. There's definitely a lot of scammers because there's scammers in every industry, but I do feel like that there are definitely people that can see things that I don't know if they can see them, feel them, hear them, that like for some reason, I don't know, because they're still human. I don't know, like I feel like they could probably see something that you cannot about your own life.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well,
but someone can also do that for them too.
I feel like the main point of that is the fact that usually the biggest problems in our lives are the ones that are so obvious that we never even question them. Like, there's this quote that says, we question everything about ourselves except for the things that we actually believe. We never question any of those things. So there's like, for me with like the stock market, I assume I'm like, that's the only way I'm ever going to make money. And it's like, that's my only chance. Well, that's a self-limiting belief. And it's basically me deciding the whole future without even questioning if I shouldn't even be trading in the first place. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem. So like, that's why people love therapy, because you go to therapy and the therapist is like, maybe it's because you drink beer every day. Mm-hmm. And they're like, nah. It's like, no, yes, that's exactly what it is.
If it's something obvious like that.
That's too obvious.
I should have said therapist too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like too obvious, but there's better examples, like, you know, you're with someone and you don't even realize they're a narcissist and you've done that for your whole life and you've actually hated them, but you think that they're like a great person because you manipulated yourself into believing that, and it's not true, you know, so.
But what if they're wrong?
That's the part that's scary.
What if they're just piecing together parts that you tell them that actually make this person seem like a narcissist?
That's why therapy...
But the reality is that person's not a narcissist. Mm-hmm. You're just telling them certain parts about that might make them seem like it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's cool about therapy, is that it's usually very cut and dry. Like, it's easy to actually see what's wrong with somebody else because you're talking about like real life things that happen in reality, physical things. But if it's like a spiritual person talking to you and saying like, you know, your last lifetime you were stabbed in the heart and that's why you have heart problems, stuff like that, there's no way to verify it, there's no way to know. And it's scary to think that if you believe that and it's totally wrong, you're going to change your whole life basically off of something that someone kind of just maybe made up. Maybe they're right, who knows. But yeah, you don't want to create a new belief about yourself that you're never going to question again off of something that you don't even know.
But if it's real to you, then it's real to you. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
I saw this video. Bert Kreischer was like, "I'll never go to a therapist or a dentist." He's like because they both of them just want you to come back. So he's like, if you were a therapist, why would you ever solve all of my problems? He's like, oh, why don't you just create more problems for me and then just make me keep coming back?
Yeah.
He was joking, but it's like same with a dentist. He's like, I went to one dentist. He told me I had 10 cavities. I went to another one and I have to get them all fixed. And then I go into another one. He's like, dude, you don't have any cavities. He's like, none of your teeth need fixed.
Yeah, dude, that's what's scary about like health.
The healthcare industry?
Dude, it's awful.
Yeah.
It's so shit. Like, I've been having shortness of breath and I go to all these doctors and they're literally like take an x-ray of me, and I swear to God, I walk in there, walk out within 10 minutes, and like you pay like $300 fucking dollars, and then I literally get like an email and it literally says healthy. And I'm like, what? I didn't even see the x-ray. I don't even know what the fuck you even did. And you're just like telling me I'm healthy and you didn't even do shit at all. And I'm like, holy fuck. Like, this is what people go through, I guess, if you have like actual health problems all the time.
I wonder what the best approach to healthcare is. Like, I wonder what country really has it down.
I mean, I'm sure it's probably a good combination of Eastern and Western medicine, where it's like partially related to science, partially related to like your intuition on how you feel you think you should do things. Like,
I mean, like, as a society, like, we're capitalism based healthcare, and
It's called like Western healthcare. That's what people call, like, whenever you're in the East, like China, people say that's like Eastern care. And then in Western care is like, you look at the body like a machine, kind of.
I know that part, but I'm talking about, like, America is capitalism, and that's the approach to healthcare. Like, let's get you in and out, pretty much if it's East or West, you know? And then Canada is free healthcare all around. And, you know, I wonder if which one's better. Like, I wonder if you get better healthcare in Canada, or I wonder if you get better healthcare in America, because there's an incentive to be a good doctor, because the better doctor you are, the more money you'll probably get paid.
I bet the best place is probably whoever has the best like public policy on healthcare. So it's more of like a education thing, you know, like imagine if every kid was educated about the dangers of like glyphosate and sugar and in elementary school. You know, no one's educated about that. We're eating McDonald's in fucking elementary school and shit.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
Like if the diet of schools was like very healthy, and you know, all the farming was healthy, and we learned about like toxic chemicals and all that shit, that would be a whole different society, and we'd be so healthy. You know, we wouldn't even need half the healthcare, but the healthcare industry doesn't want that, because they want to make fucking money, because we're in a capitalist society. So
it's nuts to think about. You went through, well, let's say you went through 15 years of schooling. Let's say that's a lot of years. How much did you learn about how to be a healthy person, like healthy habits?
Yeah, none.
And like how to make yourself happy?
I mean,
like zero.
Yeah, none. Out of all that, probably like 2% of it is like,
and it's not even accurate.
How to be healthy. Yeah,
it's not even accurate. It's like 8th grade health and science. They're like, eat your vegetables, you know.
And try the food pyramid, even though that was like debunked like a year after.
The food pyramid was so off. Look up the old food pyramid compared to like, just look up a food pyramid and let's see what it comes up. Dude, it's so bad. But yeah, that's trippy to think about. You could go through all these years of schooling, and I guess it's not your English teacher's job to teach you how to be healthy, but it should be a school. If you have to go to school, it should be, and the goal of you going to school is to be a well-rounded person. It should be, a lot of it should be learning about being healthy.
Well, this isn't even like, this is just the first one I clicked on. So all of a sudden, right off the bat, we got basically gluten,
so
and gluten at the
bread,
bottom.
cereal, rice, and pasta should be your biggest portions of the day. Vegetables and fruit should be second. And let's look, what's that say? Meat, poultry, fish, beans, eggs. You should only have 2 to 3 servings of that. And then at the very top is what? I can't see.
Fats, oils, and sweets.
Oh my god, dude, that's so bad. It should. My food pyramid would probably be meats at the bottom.
Yeah, protein at the bottom.
Next would probably be fruit. And then after that, and then fruit. After that would probably be fats. And then the very, very top would be bread and rice.
I'm pretty sure they call it the food plate now. Yeah, they changed it to a food plate. So now we have half of it is all just grain, not grains, vegetables, fruits. Basically, this is all just fruits, vegetables. Then we got protein is a fourth, and then
there's no meat on that. That's just what?
This steak right here,
Is that
chicken,
3 bites of steak,
fucking chickpeas and beans, almonds, and then bread and rice.
Dude,
and quinoa and pasta
some
and
doctors
shit.
that would say like that is a super unhealthy plate. You know, like Paul Saladino. He always talks about in vegetables that there's basically that vegetables are a living thing, like they grow out of the ground, and they're rooted into the ground, and they don't want to be ate. So in order for them to not be ate or eaten, in order for them to not be consumed, they create these defense chemicals in their body, in their whatever, that if whoever eats them, whatever organism eats them, these plant defense chemicals go into your gut, and they basically make it hard for your body to digest it, and it's going to deter animals from wanting to eat the vegetables. And like, so it would be things like lectins and oxalates that are in the vegetables like broccoli and kale that cause your gut to basically be bad at digesting food. And then he says things like fruit, they want to be ate. Things like fruit, like an apple, it creates this sweet stuff around the core, and it's basically saying you can eat everything around the core, but don't eat the core because it wants that to go back into the ground so it can reproduce again. So it's basically like the seeds the seeds don't want to be ate, so they have harmful chemicals in them because that apple wants you to throw it back on the ground so then the seeds can grow back up and it can keep reproducing. But the sweet stuff around it wants to be ate. Same with like a mango or orange. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
And then animals don't have any defense chemicals because their defense is running or biting. So when you're eating something like a steak, there's really there's none of that in a steak because a freaking cow's way of fending off a predator is running or kicking or biting or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, and I've pretty much subscribed to that way of eating for the last 9 months, and dude, I've never felt better. I've never had better workouts, never had better mood before. So it's interesting. And that, at the very top, like if you're working out a lot or if you're burning a lot of calories, then to eat things like rice or and I forget I forget what the other kind of carb that he recommends if you just need to get more carbs in, if you're burning a lot of calories, because bread has gluten and wheat that is sprayed with glyphosate that you really it's just so bad for your gut. Yeah, it's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's wild to think about. Like, I wonder, it'll be so cool someday whenever you take a shit in a fucking bucket in the hospital and they're like, this is what you should eat. You know what I mean?
Probably can do that now.
Right, well, I did it. I took a poop in a fucking little vial and sent it to a company, and they said you should eat these 10 things and you should not eat these.
Do you follow that still?
No. Kind of. They basically said don't drink coffee. Don't eat foods that are high in oxalates, like kale and spinach. Don't eat sugar.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But it's different for everybody, so that's what's cool about it. Because I tried to do carnivore for like a week and a half, and I felt like really not good.
Really?
Like I was like, damn, I really want to eat like a vegetable.
Really?
Like I felt like I really wanted to eat vegetables, but that was probably because I need more fiber in my diet too for some reason. I don't know why. My gut's just different than yours, but I just wanted more fiber, I guess. Like I felt like I didn't poop at all, so.
I think his argument is all of the phytonutrients that you would get out of eating vegetables like broccoli, you can get out of eating organ meats like liver and spleen.
Then why would animals be omnivorous? Like if we shouldn't eat vegetables, then why do cows only eat vegetables?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess they just have different.
They probably have different enzymes in their stomach.
Enzymes, different gut bacteria. I think he's saying too that our species evolved from eating meats. Like our species, like that. If we were primates right now, what we would most be looking for in the jungle is meat.
Meat and fruit.
Meat, and then the second thing we would look for is fruit. And the very last thing that we would eat if we were starving was plants, as if we were, primates or whatever. Which is true.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the first thing that you would eat if you killed a buffalo or something, and same with primitive cultures, the first thing that they eat is liver, because that has the most nutrients out of any source of meat, and it has all the phytonutrients that any kind of vegetable or fruit would have. And then they would go on and they would eat the other organs, and then they would eventually cook the meat or just eat the meat raw. But they eat the whole thing right there too, pretty much.
Rip that shit out, squirt some stomach bile into it, and fucking eat it like a fucking piece of steak with some Red Hot on it.
Yeah, I don't know why some animals are. I mean, I guess just some animals have different enzymes, different. You can't really compare us to a cow, I guess. But if you looked at like wolves, I don't know, like wolves, they're the same way that if they kill an animal, the first thing that they're gonna eat is the liver. And the first thing that they're looking to eat in the wild is meat.
It is weird to think that there are some animals that only eat plants, other animals that only eat meat, and then we do both. I mean, obviously there's animals that do both as well, but it's
Humans
weird.
are probably omnivorous, like as a whole.
Yeah, for sure.
There's definitely like you probably have to look at what region your your
ancestry.
specific, yeah,
Your ancestors came from?
yeah, and see what they did. Keep going down the ladder, because I'm sure people that cultures that lived in coastal places probably ate a lot of fish ancestrally.
Yeah.
And that's probably, I mean, the argument is that that's probably good for you going down the line, because that's kind of like what your body evolved off of. But I don't know, dude.
Yeah, I was thinking the other day, because I was looking up all these psychedelic things, and there's like so many psychedelic things in the whole world. And I was like, damn, it'd be really cool to take a psychedelic from wherever we came from, like our family, like, and we're mostly from Germany and like Europe. So I wonder like what the European psychedelic is, because it's not mushrooms, because mushrooms grew in like Siberia and the Amazon and stuff like that. They didn't really grow in the US. Like the US never really had psychedelic mushrooms until Mexico brought them over. So even like psilocybe cubensis, that's because that was found in Cuba.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they took that from Mexico to Cuba, and then it evolved into like psilocybe cubensis. Yeah. So that's what the mushrooms I have are. They're all psilocybe cubensis.
Okay.
Yeah. But Amanita muscaria, that's a whole different mushroom.
Yeah.
That lives in like cold climates and shit.
Like there's probably thousands of
there's millions. Yeah.
Things that humans have taken for the last millions of years.
Dude, the thing I was gonna say before is on Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia, he was in the Amazon and he was going to do that toad, where it's basically like a frog that they like tickle, and they like scrape venom off of its back and like put it into a wound, and it makes you hallucinate. It took him 3 days just to get there on a boat. So he was in like a little canoe, like shooting through the Amazon River for 3 fucking days to get to some tribe in the middle of nowhere. And he said his guide goes on trips in the Amazon frequently, and he said the guide was like, there's so many things in the Amazon that the scientific and Western world have no idea exist. And he's like, I looked in the woods one time, and I like, obviously this is just hearsay and like anecdotal, but he was like, I looked in the woods and saw a furry animal that had one eye, and I had a fever for 5 months.
What?
Like he made eye contact with a furry animal that had one eyeball on like its head, and it was like a big animal. And he said that he had a fever for 5 months, and it was like, I mean, obviously,
yeah, like
who fucking knows if that's real or not. But the whole point is, like, some people think that there's dinosaurs in the Amazon still, because the Amazon is like the size of the fucking United States, and no one's ever been anywhere in it. And like, how crazy is that? Like, there's plants, animals, insects, mushrooms, every fucking thing that ever existed on the planet. There's so much of that shit in the Amazon that we completely have never even seen. And the crazy part is, there's probably tribes and people that do see them, but they're not fucking in Western world, so they're not taking pictures and like describing them in notebooks and shit. Like, they're just like, holy shit, there's the T-Rex. Haven't seen him in a while.
T-Rex.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like some crazy shit like that. But
yeah, it's crazy that the Amazon, how unexplored it actually is. Kind of makes me happy. You know?
Yeah, there's so much more to know.
Yeah, I know, right? It kind of makes me happy we don't know everything yet.
That's why I'm so excited to do mushrooms and psychedelic stuff, because I'm like, bro, that's like on Earth right now. There's fucking trillion planets everywhere, and they're probably interacting with us somehow that we don't even know about. And it's like, it's just sad to think that most people in America, since we're such a scientific, like, capitalistic society, we don't really value the unknown ever. Like, we only value what is known in fact. And it's like, there's so much shit that no one fucking knows. Like, we need to humble ourselves big time, because it's like scary.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about these kids in the Congo, because this is kind of crazy.
Yes, by looking Cobalt down in 40 meters.
So these people are in the Congo, and they mine cobalt. And if you don't know, cobalt is one of the most important substances for creating lithium-ion batteries. Lithium-ion batteries Jesus. These are kids mining cobalt in the Congo. Joe Rogan just had a podcast interviewing this guy. He's a journalist, and he went into the Congo to look at these industrial cobalt mines. Look how crazy this is, man.
So they're mining it for a company that they, for like some place that they work for that pays them $0.01 a day, and then
$1 a day.
and then companies like Apple and Tesla.
So basically, Apple
buy it
and
off of
Tesla
them.
are the biggest creators of lithium-ion batteries in the whole world. At least the most. They don't create the batteries themselves, but they have the most consumerism product that is getting pushed out to the world. So obviously, electric vehicles, they require something like 10 tons of cobalt, like for one fucking vehicle. That might be wrong, but it's a fucking lot. And the crazy part about it is, so 3/4 of all of the world's cobalt exists inside of the Congo. So if you take all the cobalt in the entire world and you subtract the Congo, the cobalt from the rest of the world, the Congo has 2x all of that. So just in the Congo, there's 2x the whole world's supply. So Apple and Tesla, they have these deals with these big industrial companies that say, you know, if you're going to give us cobalt, you can only do it on mines that are used industrially. And there's like a word for it where it means basically you have to be using like tractors and shit to be mining this cobalt because it's a fucking hard thing to mine. And these companies, they say, yes, we don't have any artisanal miners. We have no artisanal miners that do this. Artisanal miners means people digging with shovels in hand. So everyone on Apple and Tesla, they basically think that these people are digging with tractors and like extracting cobalt from these mines. But in reality, it's like 100,000 fucking people in the Congo that are like 14 years old to like 100 fucking years old digging with their hands. And mind you, cobalt is a toxic substance that can cause all these different types of ailments physically. And then these people are getting paid $1 a day to do this, and they have no fucking choice because it's like this or go hungry. So they do it, obviously. And it's fucking disgusting because we're sitting here, me and Cooper, we both have an iPhone. I got a computer right there. We got a fucking TV right there. I got a little fucking amplifier over there. We got another TV over there. We got another TV over there. Our whole family has iPhones. We don't have any electric vehicles yet, but a fucking shit ton of people in America do. And we don't even fucking know that this is literally coming from the blood and death of like hundreds of thousands of people in the Congo. And no one gives a fuck, really. And we're just going to keep buying iPhones. So
Who do they mine them for, though?
Apple and...
No, but like who's paying them $1 a day?
Probably whoever, like, there's like big Congolese, I don't know what it is. It's probably some Congolese mining operation, and they are the ones paying them.
And then Apple's buying it off of
Mhm.
that. So that
It's getting like
so that-
refined in other countries, and then Apple buys it from other countries. Like it's like a big supply chain thing. Like this is the bottom of the supply chain. Apple's the very top.
Yeah.
So Apple doesn't even see any of this shit. Neither does Tesla. They get like a really nice clean substance. They get that's what they get. But
Yeah, dude. I mean, I love my iPhone, but like, if you had to see everything that has to happen for your iPhone to be made, I would not buy it.
no.
And I'm sure most people wouldn't either. But like, this stuff doesn't get reported.
Mm-mm.
This is insane. I mean,
Supposedly, it's by law they're not allowed to have any artisanal miners digging with hands. That's what that means, and that's all it is. There's no tractors anywhere.
I mean, I bet you they like
In
they
Australia and stuff like that, they do.
I bet you they do all this and then they like transport with a tractor. They're like, that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's not artisanal mining.
Mhm.
They probably find a stupid little loophole.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy though. I mean,
So fucked up.
I mean, I was just gonna say like, dang, kind of makes all your problems seem so stupid.
I know, right?
But at the same time, it's like, how do we fix that? You know, like how do we? I mean, that guy that was on Joe Rogan, I just saw a clip of it. But he's like, anyone from Apple, anyone from Tesla, anyone from this, like, I challenge you. He's like, I will pay to fly. Like, we can go on your private jet. We can go economy. He's like, I'll show you where your batteries are being originated from. And he's like, and then let's come up with a solution. You guys have the smartest people in the world on your team. I guarantee you finding a way to humanely mine cobalt is not going to be a hard solution
Mm-hmm.
or like a super costly solution. Like you could give these people like like good accommodations, and it would not affect your company.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could buy it from the source and then refine it yourself, and it'd probably be better for everybody in the long run.
Yeah.
But it's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
I wonder if they're like I wonder if that's a good job to have for them. Like, I wonder if that's like, hey, we gotta like, let's find a way to get into the cobalt mines so we can at least get $1 a day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then like over a week we can buy.
I don't think they have any other option. There's no other jobs there, because
that's
even
what I mean,
even when Amazon opens a new store in like some new place, like a warehouse, I mean, like let's say Amazon opened a warehouse in like Johnstown where we live, they would have probably like, I don't know, 3,000 jobs ready for people, and everyone that's poor in Johnstown or whoever would go do that for sure, even though it's a shitty environment, shitty everything, but we do it because that's what's available. So it's like same thing here. If there's this huge mining operation and there's 100,000 people that live in one city, and the average job there is like some fucked up thing, and then there's another opportunity where you can like definitely make $1 a day for sure, they'll take it. Because they're probably doing things that they don't even know if they're going to make any money that day. Like, you know, I don't know.
It's nuts.
It's fucking wild, dude. It's so gross. Good thing that guy is on Joe Rogan, though, because that'll start something. Hopefully.
Thank God for Joe Rogan.
Seriously.
And that guy. Where are we at for time?
Hour and 10, almost.
We went deep today.
That was a good one.
Unexpectedly.
Hope our audio is not shitty and we have to fucking...
It should be some good audio. I've been watching it. My game, every time I'm finally starting to get used to hearing myself talk when I watch them back, but I feel like my gain is always too high.
Yeah, I didn't even like listen at all this time, and I was like, fuck, what if at the end, like, you know how our first couple podcasts, my voice was like loud as shit. What if it's like that? I was like, oh no, that'd be bad. There might be a way to post-process it in like an editor or something, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. We're gonna have a studio soon, hopefully within the next month.
Let's do that. Let's start that. Like,
yeah.
As soon as we start it, like, we'll at least have some momentum. We just gotta like get in there and just
for
start
sure
figuring things out. It's a smaller room than we think.
Yeah, I think we might have to do it on that wall so we can fit a couch and another chair, because we might not be able to even fit a couch sideways.
Yeah, probably
in that corner. You know what I mean?
Have to be a wall against like the window and against the back, and like the corners are touching each other.
Yeah,
and like 2-person couches with like this is how big the cushion is. But that was a good one.
Yep.
What are you gonna do the rest of the day? Just get ready for your little thing.
I'm gonna go and chill and get my tent ready to be basically mind fucked. Then I'm gonna go take 3 grams of mushrooms, and I'll report back next week.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That's gonna be cool that you're gonna be able to talk about it.
Like,
you can look back. If you do it again someday, you can look back and see what your first time was like.
I want to make a channel too of like just substances and stuff. Like, it'd be so cool to just be like reviewing substances and like talking about them. There's this guy I follow on YouTube. His name is Psychedelic, and he is pretty famous. And he's like over, I don't know, he's a lot of fucking subscribers. He gets like 150K views per video, and he takes like DMT, mushrooms, LSD, like on camera, and like records the whole thing and like talks about it as he's doing it and stuff like that. So I would definitely love to do something like that. But he's also a chemist, so he's pretty smart. I'm a fucking idiot, so
yeah,
it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, you are pretty dumb.
Thanks.
Just kidding.
Dumb kids think alike. Let's get a foot bump.
A foot bump?
Yeah, like bump my foot. Boom. Podcast over, dude.
Number, what was it?
9.
Number 9.
See you next week. We might interview somebody or something. I don't know.
Cool. Later.